next step in the process is basically to install the handle. It has a pin here. I was reading the manual, and the interesting thing about installing the handle is that once you get it on there, you're not supposed to take it off. Once you get the handle installed, they tell you not to uninstall it, because you could cause damage to the motor. So here's the pin that I removed from here, and then the manual just says to slide the handle, and then there it is. We got it installed. That was pretty easy. So it was just a matter of removing this pin and then sliding the handle, and that's pretty much it. And I think that's all we have to do. It comes with these connectors included already. They're pretty much ready for you to connect to your battery. So now I want to do a side-by-side comparison between the Minn Kota 30. This is the C2 model, 30-inch shaft, versus the Minn Kota Endura Max 55. This is the 36-inch shaft. So the main difference, I mean, there's a very noticeable difference in terms of the size. No, look at the size of the unit here, and compare it with the 55. Big difference, and this difference is important to take into account because the Minn Kota 30 cannot accommodate all different size transducers. This motor can only accommodate the smallest transducer types. So when I bought my fish finder, I was very surprised when I couldn't mount my transducer onto the 30. Look at the 30, basically doesn't have enough room to accommodate the transducer of my Striker 4 or my Striker 7. It can only accommodate the smallest type of transducers, and that was a shock. I just didn't take that into account. But you can clearly see, how much bigger this transducer is. There's just not enough room here. So that forced me to come up with this little invention, and that's how I mount my transducer onto my Sportsman. That's right there, a piece of PVC pipe, and then I drilled a hole for wiring, and I mounted the transducer onto the PVC piping, and I went to Amazon and found a C-clamp. As you can see here, the Sundolphin has these handles, so I C-clamp the transducer onto these handles, and I'm all set. So now check out the size of the 55. It's perfect for my transducer. I'm sure I will have no problems mounting this transducer to this trolling motor, which is great. I mean, having that option is great. I don't know if I will stop using my little invention here, but just having the option is wonderful. So in terms of the size of the heads, there's a little bit of difference. The Minn Kota 30, the size of the head with a retracted handle, this measures 18 inches, whereas the 55, it measures around almost 20 inches. So there's about an inch and change difference in terms of the size of the head. Then another big difference is of course, the 55 comes with the digital maximizer, which is supposed to maximize power consumption up to 5 times. He says up to 5 times longer runtime. That's another big difference from the C2 models, which don't have the digital maximizer. Then the other thing is the battery test. This has a push button that when you press it, it tells you the how much battery you have left, whereas the C30 doesn't have that. This feature, the battery tester, is not such a big deal for me because my battery center, which is also a Minn Kota battery center, has that feature. So I already had it even with this motor because the battery center itself had it. So another thing I can say is that when I was carrying these motors onto the bed of my truck, I did notice a difference in terms of weight. I'm really curious to see how much each of these motors weighed. I haven't researched that, but there's a considerable difference in terms of weight. I'm going to research to see if the Sundolphin has a weight limit as far as what the maximum capacity weight that I can attach to the transom there. But hopefully the size of this motor, the weight of this motor shouldn't be a problem. Other than that, I don't know if you can see here the difference in terms of shaft length. It's only 6 inches, so that's not a big deal. For some reason, the 36 was more expensive than the 42. I don't know why, but it was maybe $20 more expensive than the 42 inch shaft length. I'm happy with the 36. I think it is going to be a perfect fit for the Sundolphin and any other boat that I might end up getting in the future. Another John boat or something like that. So that's it, guys. I've gone through the unboxings, I've showed you my setup, and tomorrow morning I'm going fishing and I'm gonna do a demo of both of these motors on the water. So don't go away, that's coming right up.